call this a Joe show.
We've seen it. Nobody wants to be there.
It's a big bad show tonight.
Just can't take this damn parade. Who cares?
Joe show.
There's a 2-mile wait to get past the damn green line.
Get up, turn them lights.
Tell anyone who gets scared by a bear in the neighborhood, call Joe Murray.
I happen to trust Joe Murray.
First time I ever met Joe Murray was at a Hooters.
I like that. Vomit.
Whoa.
Well, good morning. Welcome into 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. Here on a Sunday afternoon, morning, whatever you want to call it. A day to react to anything you want at 617-779-0985. I welcome people to watch along and join our chat on YouTube today. I'm work night, so I say tonight a lot. I'm sorry. But yes, go to youtube.com and then search 98.5 The Sports Hub, and you can watch the show live. And there's a chat in there. I already see the infamous Sneak Attacks in there. Chop Johnson, Tenacious Tomato, New England Sports Guy, RJ. They're all in there. RJ in California, what's up, buddy? Checking in. Got Jeff Williams here today. So there's a lot going on. The Celtics take on Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets over at the Garden today. The Green have lost 2 in a row. And take on the MVP of the league. That's on the table. A ton of Patriots news coming out today. The Boston Herald had a write-up. Mike Reese from ESPN had a write-up. Just a lot of meat on the bone. I'll give you some of the details from today. T from the 203 is checking in from Fort Lauderdale today. Thank you. And just on the other side of Florida, I guess, the Red Sox in action. I saw a little bit of yesterday's game. Have some notes, but not too much on the Red Sox today. But feel free if you want to call in on that. And the Bruins got a win yesterday. They needed it. David Pastrnak, another huge day. And, well, Brad Marchand, could another injury happen to the Bruins before the trade deadline? It wasn't good. And finally, for all you wrestling fans out there, forget about it. Sports fans. There are people who listen to this radio station who will say, I hate when you talk wrestling. And I will tell you that I apologize, but I'm not sorry. That's what I will tell you. But last night, something happened in the sports world that was huge. And it involved wrestling, and it involved 2 of the highest paid actors in 2024. So if you don't want to call them wrestlers, 2 of the highest paid actors for the year of 2024 were involved in a huge angle in sports entertainment last night. So I'm going to leave it there. But we have all that for you. Again, the phone number is 617-779-0985. So I like to let the listeners take control of the show because we can do the Patriots talk. We just had the football hour going right now with Alex Barth, who did a tremendous job at the Combine this week. Called into every show, is hanging out with everybody, getting all the details. So glad to see him back and on a Sunday morning. Cerrone Battle, shout out, bro. Haven't seen him in a bit. Hopefully we during the Celtics playoff run we get him on post game. By the way, the Jeff, when does the time change? Because you work Sunday morning, so
I think next weekend, right?
So next weekend.
I'm pretty sure the 9th.
I believe it's myself and Leroy next weekend. We're back.
I'll be here.
All right. Well, make sure we'll get the clock changed. But we'll be going to 7 to midnight at night. So, a lot going on, everybody. And feel free to lead the conversation today at 617-779-0985. So I'll start with this. I have been a wrestling fan my entire life. There may have been a period, maybe like, when I was in college and doing fun things where maybe I didn't watch as much, or the college years, despite my 2 years of college. Anyways, I kind of checked out for a bit, but you can always pick it back up. And there's been a lot of changes, obviously, with the ownership group. Vince McMahon's out. A lot. But when we were kids, it was polarizing when Andre the Giant would turn his back on Hulk Hogan and it would set up a match at WrestleMania. It was just, wow, Andre he's gonna be the bad guy. And then as years went on, you'd start to see The Rock turn on his fans, or you would see, I don't know, Seth Rollins years ago turn on the Shield. They call them heel turns, everybody. I think everybody knows what the biggest heel turn is of all time. The most memorable is when Hulk Hogan betrayed WCW and started the NWO. We still talk about it to this day. And everyone knows who John Cena is. John Cena from West Newbury, Massachusetts, just North Shore, just on the other side of Plum Island there in Newburyport. Is now an actor, famous actor. I believe came in the top 10 in gross earnings as an actor this year. I remember him in Trainwreck. I remember him in what was that other movie? Blockers. Sorry, Jeff. It's not even 10:15 yet. I apologize. Anyways, could you believe if John Cena went heel or not? Would you believe it? Could you think it would ever happen? Hustle, loyalty, respect, right? Hustle, loyalty, respect. Last night was a premium live event. You guys would know them as pay-per-views, but they don't cost anything anymore. But last night, John Cena won the Elimination Chamber. And The Rock, yes, everybody, The Rock, the highest paid actor, in the world. He's now the final boss, everyone. The final boss wanted Cody Rhodes to take his side. He wanted to take his soul. Just like his daddy's nickname, the Soul Man. And well, Cody had some choice words for The Rock. John Cena liked it. He popped. Jeff, you see this?
No, that popped me too. But did you notice the belt that The Rock had Cody's soul on it?
Cody Rhodes' soul?
The date on it?
Yeah,
the date Dusty died.
I know. This thing was dirty. This thing was bad. But it's been set up for months. Remember, what's this called? What's this? No, people watching on YouTube. Hustle, loyalty, respect, right? What was The Rock doing the whole time?
Yep.
But we didn't pick up on it. It's storytelling, everybody. Well, Cena liked the go F yourself. True story. That happened. And then he just kicked him in the midsection. I'm shocked. The world is shocked. Everyone I have spoken to this morning has talked to me about this. So if you want me to start Combine or NFL free agency or what happened to the Patriots today or the Red Sox in their spring training or the big game tonight, we'll get to it. But I'm sorry. The number one story in sports is that John Cena has gone from hustle, loyalty, and respect to a bad guy. To a bad guy. He is a heel. No one ever saw it coming. He announced that this would be his final year in pro wrestling. He's only there once in a while. He's part-time. He's not the guy he once was. And we all thought it was Cody that was going to turn. We all thought it was Cody. Nope. John Cena turned heel, everybody. It's the biggest story in sports right now. Spoiler alert for those who didn't know. As I just got a few texts, Cena turned heel. Yes, he did. And let's get the reaction of the people at 617-779-0985. Let's start it off, Jeff. Let's go to Phil. He's in the car. Phil.
Hi, Joe. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I was watching it with my boys last night. We were all in shock.
So
I felt nobody saw it coming. It was fantastic.
Nobody saw it coming. Nobody. And
no, even Triple H said nobody saw it coming.
No, and I'm glad. But you know what, though? They were dropping Easter eggs all. You know what? I'll give you another one. You remember when CM Punk would talk and he would always say, "Your friends stab you from the front"? What happened last night?
Cody got kicked in the nuts.
Yep. Yes, that's exactly what happened, everybody. We call that a low blow in the business. But yes, everybody's shocked. How about Andrew in Taunton? Andrew, what's up, bud?
Joe, and I've been watching wrestling for 20 years. That was the most surreal experience watching wrestling. I don't know if it's going to have the long-term impact of Hogan at Bash on the Beach just because Cena's kind of wrapping up his career. So I think it would be amazing if Cena came out Monday or Friday and said the whole farewell tour was a ruse. I don't think he will. I think that's real, though. But it was 10 times more shocking, I think, than Bash at the Beach or even Stone Cold at WrestleMania 17.
Andrew, coming up in a little bit, we're going to do our tiers of heel turns in wrestling coming up.
I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be awesome.
You don't want to miss it, Andrew. Thank you. Yes, I'm telling you, everybody, this is going to be one of the biggest stories. You'll probably see this on TMZ today. I don't know if ESPN will pick up on it, but they have a great relationship with WWE. But John Cena and The Rock are together, everybody. Like, yeah, I know there's people rolling their eyes right now. I get it. But in wrestling terms, two of the biggest names of a lot of people's time who are in, late 40s? Who are some of the biggest actors in the world are now together on a 1-year run. And they're going to be at WrestleMania, which is 47 days away, but who's counting? Because I will be there. And I'm telling you, the road to WrestleMania has officially begun, and we have some star power at the top. Take one more before we go to break. Joe is in Leominster. Joe,
first and foremost, big fan of your show, but just the Elimination Chamber last night, there's only 2 times I've had a oh my God moment was when Hogan turned heel and when The Undertaker lost to Brock Lesnar. I was that guy with the mouth dropped and the glasses. I don't know if you've seen it, but I was just floored. I mean, what Triple H has done in the WWE since McMahon, he took over, just the feeling, the pulse that he has on the crowd, because Cody Rhodes' reign was a little bit average as far as his antagonist, and this is going to be the next 50 days to WrestleMania in Vegas is going to be fire.
Joe,
really.
I'll just say one more thing. I do think Cody's flame's getting a little lower, right? I thought he was going to turn. I really did. But this now makes the Cody face even bigger.
Oh, totally. And I think the Easter eggs there, I mean, there was one Easter egg where The Rock did the throat-cutting gesture prior, where he backwards, if you look at his 3 fingers, it was the Cena when he raises the 3 fingers, the hustle, loyalty, respect thing.
Yep.
So there were Easter eggs throughout that we just missed. That's all I got to say. It was just what an amazing show last night. I just was...
Joe, how old are you, Joe?
Don't know what to say.
How old are you?
I'm actually 51.
Okay, you're 51 and you still get the pop. You still like I didn't think there were things that could make me do that anymore. You know what I mean?
Joe, I was watching it by myself, and my wife was like, "You look like you just lost your dog." I was just like, it was just amazing.
I know. Hey, listen, this is why I'm leading off on the number one sports station in the country when there's a big Celtics game against the Denver Nuggets today, which could be a potential NBA Finals. But I'm leading it off with John Cena's heel turn.
All right, well, you do you, dog. Love you, man.
All right, bro. Take it easy. The 51-year-old still hitting that demo, baby. Still getting those pops. All right, anything goes today, everyone. Wrestling, food, TV shows, things that bother you. How was your ride today? What'd you eat for breakfast? What are you doing for the game later? Whatever you want. Jeff Williams is here. I'm Joe Murray. We're here till 12:30. Then we'll hand things off to Grandy and Max. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on The Sports Hub.
Oh, baby. It's going to be interesting. You can certainly continue to call in on that. We did just have the measurement for Will Campbell, the LSU tackle, where most of the reports are that some scouts are concerned about his arm length. And I'll tell you one thing on the night show, size matters. It's a common theme on the show. Size matters. So this, according to Daniel Jeremiah, who was at the draft today, the arm length is in. He is 6'5" and 7 inches, or 0.65, 6057. 6057 is how they rank it. 319 pounds. His hand size is 9.5. Wingspan 77. And the arm length on Will Campbell comes in at 32 5/8. So the question will be, does he stay at tackle or does he move inside to a guard? I'm sure many people know this, but when you're an offensive tackle and you have longer arms, you get more separation, which therefore you prefer someone with longer arms in that position. Not saying somebody with 32-inch arms can't play tackle. I'm just saying that it's like a left-handed first baseman. It's just a nice little easy transition. So the Patriots have at least reported that they see him as a tackle. So Will Campbell comes in under the 33-inch threshold. So I don't know if it impacts the Patriots' decision on if they want to select him or not. But for me, just my opinion on it, I think there's going to be more impactful players available at 4. If the Patriots have identified Will Campbell as the top tackle in the league and it's a need and they take him at 4, I don't think it's the right move. I know the team needs tackle help. They have a lot of money, though, and they can fix some of these holes in free agency. You've drafted guys. Why not to try to let them develop behind these starters that you sign in free agency? So I'm in on the whole drafting alignment somewhere, just not at 4. So this is where things get a little bit interesting when it comes to the draft. The Abdul Carter injury this week, I don't know if that impacts him going number 1 or not. Cam Ward is the betting favorite to be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft this year. So I don't know what the injury does. Mike Bergonzi, Everett guy, said he's going to take a skillful player that makes an impact. So is that Travis Hunter? Like, do they keep Will Levis and go with Hunter? There's been talks about potentially Tennessee interested in signing Aaron Rodgers. So do they need Cam Ward? Does Cam Ward fall to 2 to Cleveland? What does that mean for the Giants at 3, who need a quarterback, but also in the mix for Aaron Rodgers? Do they take Shedeur Sanders? From everything I read, people think Sanders is barely a mid-round, first-round pick, even a second-round pick for that matter. So if the Patriots are there at 4, there's Mason Graham, which I think would be a better option at 4 than Campbell, but I'm really starting to consider this because the Patriots haven't gone away from it at all. But they're open to trading that pick. And if it was me, I think that there's more depth in the draft. And even Adam Schefter said it this week, 10 to 35. The Pats have 4 picks in the top 100. I'd be interested in moving back to, let's say, the Raiders. And when I say back, like to 6 or to 7 or something like that. If you've identified Will Campbell, he's not the guy at 4. Do I think you could trade back and still get Will Campbell? Yes. But the arm length, to me, I think the Patriots think he's a tackle. He's played tackle. I know he played a little bit inside as well. But I got Isaiah Wynn vibes. Was awesome at Georgia. Might even been better than Campbell, if you ask me. He was awesome. Well, had struggles playing tackle and is now a guard for the Dolphins. If he's still in the league. I don't even know where he is now. So guys like this project inside. The Patriots need real tackles. They don't have a left tackle on the roster. They haven't had a left tackle on the roster since Trent Brown, who was pissed he was playing right. But there it is. Will Campbell comes in under the 33-arm threshold. Your reaction at 617-779-0985. Wow. I started with the wrestling stuff today, and people are in on it. So let's continue the conversation. Let's talk to Chris. He's in the car. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Joe. Thanks for taking the call. I was a little underwhelmed by the heel turn just because I think it was set back at the Rumble that Cena was going to turn. I'm more interested to see what the long-term storytelling is just because I almost feel like Cena's going to do a face turn right at the end of his career and possibly give up his chance at the title.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. I didn't see it coming though, Chris. If you did, you're smarter than me. This was a complete shock to me.
No, it was a great pay-per-view and a great show, and but have a great day, Joe. Thanks for the call.
You got it, man. The face turn will come back. Of course it will. I don't know if it will at Mania though. I think this thing might bleed into like SummerSlam. Maybe bleed in a little bit. Steve's in the car. Hey, Steve.
Joe, how's it going?
How you doing?
Good, thanks, man. I have a bit of a different angle on this thing last night, and bear with me on it. Think about this. When something goes the way wrestling fans want it to go or doesn't go, they're just like every other professional sport. They're extremely loud. They're extremely noisy. I don't buy into the super shock and awe value last night because when Hogan's thing happened, that building was on fire. My concern is this. With 7 weeks left, I think they need to have a contingency in place if the fans decide that, you know what, Cody's going to be the guy we're going to dump all over. And I think that is a very real possibility that could happen.
They want that, though.
What's that?
I think that they want any heat that Cody can get.
Oh, my God. No, I'm talking bad heat. I mean, I personally think Cody, as a heel, would be to the moon.
Absolutely. That's why I thought he was going to do it.
Right.
I think this elevates him a bit. Like, I think you're going to get anti-hero stuff with Cena.
I hope so. One more thing.
Yeah.
I think they made a I think they had a misstep last night because if you remember at the end of the Hogan deal, what did they do? They had Hogan cut a massive, massive promo in the ring right after it happened. Now, I think they should have had Cena, whether it's, hey, no, Cody, you go F yourself and drop the mic and leave, or have him lay into Cody for 2 to 3 minutes in classic Cena style. I think they misstepped last night by not doing that. I don't like the silent treatment deal from a guy like Cena, who has obviously widely been acknowledged as the best mic guy, head and shoulders above everybody else for 20 years.
Yeah, but did you see the post game though? He in the post show he dropped the mic.
Right. I don't like. I think they could have got more effect out of that with him doing something in the ring the same way they did with Hogan in the ring on camera right after they finished doing the business. I think they should have done the same thing with Cena.
All right, thanks, Steve. Sorry, man, I had to cut you off. There's a lot of, I think they should have did this. I'm happy with what they did. Finally. The Bruins won yesterday. Justin's in Lynn. He's happy about it.
Hey, Joe.
How you doing?
Hey, Joe. We can all be easy. The Bruins won. And, oh, by the way, I still think they're not going to make the playoffs, but they have any chance. This is a start to it, man, hopefully. I remind you to please follow me on the sports wrap. I'm going to have Todd Angeli on my show on Tuesday.
Yeah, Todd Angeli, huh?
Yes.
Hey, you should tell him that wrestling was in Toronto last night and they were booing the national anthem there too.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know, Joe.
You got it, man. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate you, buddy. Go check out Justin's show. He's on Lynn TV, everybody. And if you go to their website, you can see some past shows. I've been on there. And you'll be able to see Todd Angeli, who does the national anthem at every Bruins game. Bees got a win last night. I've been working the games every night. It's been bad because, whether it's a 3-0 lead, they lose. They're down 2-0, they lose. Swayman's been awful. They take Swayman out, but yet Corpusalo wins yesterday. Ha! Ha ha ha! Huh. Trade deadline next Friday, everybody, for the Bees. Feel free to call in on anything today, 617-779-0985. We just talked about Will Campbell's arm length. Size matters, but does it to the Patriots? We'll get into more of that coming up here on the other side. I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe.
All right, back here in 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. We just got the arm length of Will Campbell, projected to be the top tackle in the draft. That's my show. I could do what I want, right? I didn't think Will Campbell was the best tackle in football last year. And you can debate it, right? I thought LSU had two really good linemen in Emory Jones and Will Campbell, and I wasn't impressed by either of them. Neither of those guys really did anything for me. But I do think Will Howard's. Will Howard. I keep talking about quarterbacks here. I was going to get into the quarterback discussion in a second here, but I still think Will Campbell is a first-round pick. I do. But I think he's a humongous reach at 4, and I just think that the news today of his arm strength, you're out. At 4, out. 8 or 9, I might think about it. But I'm out at 4. Sorry. I did like the kid Josh Simmons from Ohio State. He wasn't my favorite. I didn't see enough of Kelvin Banks from Texas in a big game, but he's probably the guy I identify. There was another guy at, his name is Ursery, played at Minnesota. I thought he was great. I really did. There's another kid at Missouri who's considered a first-round pick, Membo. And North Dakota State has a big tackle. But again, now you're going from a kid out of the Division I and the big schools, but projected to be a first, second-round pick. The thing with Campbell is he's on very narrow base, which I know that Josh McDaniels likes a more leaner tackle. He likes that. In the Nate Solder, Sebastian Vollmer, that type of tackle is what he likes. So I do think Will Campbell's quick. I think he's got good hands. He's got power, all that stuff. But arm length matters at the tackle position, and this team can't screw up a tackle. They can't. They already did that with Cole Strange, who had short arms, by the way. And now they want to move him to center. But the arm length, he was listed at 6'5". He's 6'6", okay? I just think he's more of an interior lineman than an exterior, than a tackle. That's all. When it comes to Kelvin Banks, this dude's explosive. And he's very good at getting out to the second level with a little bit of speed. He's over 320 pounds? And I thought he was the best tackle in my opinion. So, although I do think that the team needs a tackle, I just think in this draft, why take need when you have all the money to address your needs? I think if Abdul Carter's there, if Travis Hunter's there, you got to select one of those players. I'm leaning a little bit more towards Mason Graham in that spot, but reading today, and I'll pull this up in a second here. I sent this to Jeff this morning. I forget who had this. I know Doug Kite had a big write-up that I'll get to you guys in a little bit here, but there was at least some talk about the Patriots maybe not being as interested in Mason Graham, but I'll tell you right now, I think there is so much smoke this time of year when it comes to the draft. Like one day we heard they weren't interested in T. Higgins. The next, it's like, they're still in if he's available. So I don't always agree with a lot of the reports that you may hear. But I did want to bring one up on, there was something on Mayo I'll get to in a little bit here. But there are some people that might not love the Mason Graham pick. Michigan defensive tackle Mason Graham, who was listed at 6'3" and 320 pounds, he weighed in at 296 pounds at the combine. That's almost a 25-pound discrepancy. Do you want to take a guy at number 4 who's under 300 pounds at a lineman? No. Also, what was his arm length? 32 inches. Size matters, especially at the 4th pick. So, I'm going to say this again. I'm out on Will Campbell at 4. I'm out on Mason Graham at 4. Am I out on the players? No. At 4, I am. And I just wanted to bring this up regarding Travis Hunter quickly. If anybody remembers, Travis Hunter was the number 1 recruit coming out of high school. He chose to go to Jacksonville State with Deion Sanders. The highest recruit in the country, went to go play with Deion at a small division school. Then Deion goes to Colorado. He follows him. He plays 2 positions. He's the Heisman Trophy winner. He's the best corner. He's the best wide receiver. How could no one not be interested in this guy? And just think about it from a Patriots perspective, right? They draft him. He plugs and plays right at left corner. Him and Gonzalez are your corners for the next, 5 years or more? You then build around that with your free agency money. And you know what you do? You try to develop Hunter as a spot wide receiver. Who knows how to play multiple positions in the NFL? Mike Vrabel. I am not dismissing Travis Hunter at 4. Last year, I dismissed Marvin Harrison at 3. Not doing it this year. The draft's going to be very interesting. I don't know where these guys are going to end up. I'm sure a lot of teams want to trade up for a quarterback. I wonder what the Raiders are doing. Like, are they interested in Sam Darnold? Do they want to get into the Shedeur Sanders mix? What are the Giants doing? Do they want Shedeur Sanders? If that's the case, and teams are quarterback hungry, the Patriots can move back and get either a Graham or a Campbell. But if they're going to sit at 4, to me, it's Abdul Carter or it's Travis Hunter, if available. 617-779-0985. We'll let you hear the heel turn coming up in just a little bit. Also wanted to just bring up, there was an update on Gerard Mayo about his potential future from Mike Reese. We'll let you hear that. I'm Joe Murray. We got Jeff Williams here. 11:35 today, everybody. We're going to do our all-time heel turns. All-time heel turns. And I already see the people in our chat. Oh, the wrestling talk. Stop the Sorry. I apologize, but I am not sorry. The biggest story in sports right now. Unless you want to talk about more arm length. If I didn't let it hit hard enough, I am out on anybody with 32-inch arms with the 4th pick. Out. We'll have more next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Now through March 11th at Whole Foods Market, take a journey to the Mediterranean and explore sun-drenched flavors. Save on everything from indulgent cheeses and decadent wines to coastal staples like branzini and olive oil. Must be 21 or older. Please drink responsibly.
The Boston Outdoor Expo and Boston Run Show are back at the Boston Convention and Exhibition Center March 1st and 2nd. Register for 1 ticket and you can visit 2 events in 1 weekend. Don't miss over 200 brands, a new climbing wall, yoga classes, bushcraft workshops, kids zone, race village, plus famous faces including alpinist Conrad Anker, marathoner Des Linden, trail runner Dylan Bowman, big wave surfer Chris Burdish, plus a lone TV personality Jesse Krebs. Book free tickets now using promo code RADIO. That's code RADIO at thebostonoutdoorexpo.com. See you there.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. We can reawaken any space to make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx, save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Eat, drink, and chill at the Sylvan Street Grill.
The Sylvan Street Grill Thursday night Bruins ticket giveaways are back, courtesy of Coors Light, the official beer of the Boston Bruins. Every Thursday at the Sylvan Street Grill in Peabody, enjoy great food, drinks, and a chance to win tickets to the Bruins. No purchase necessary. Must be 21 or older. Giveaways may discontinue at any time.
Eat, drink, and chill at the Sylvan Street Grill.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
All right, Maz, let's be real. Moving blows. We know it. It's stressful. It's chaotic, and most people just aren't cut out for it.
Yeah, especially you. I heard DN Van Lines had to bring in an extra truck just to move your arrogance luggage.
Oh, here we go. At least I don't come with a pile of excuses labeled Maz's contributions to the show. DN Van Lines deserves a medal for dealing with your hands-off approach.
Yep. Hey, I call it strategic delegation. They're the pros.
All right, no kidding. They moved our station and still had room for your fragile ego, Maz.
Yeah, well, I guess they did take care of the fragiles and nailed it. On time, no drama, 100% hassle-free. These guys move so well, I'm thinking about hiring them to relocate your contrarian takes out of here.
I think you mean hot takes, Tonto. Like this one. Move like a pro with my mover, DN Van Lines.
How about call my mover, DN Van Lines, an approved mover of the Department of Defense. 1-800-51-MOVER or online at dnvanlines.com.
Hey, Bruins fans, it's game day. Tune into the game right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. And remember, for every Bruins save this season, McGovern Automotive Group donates $25 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Newton. Bruins hockey and giving back. That's a winning combination.
Imperial Car's March In for Savings sales event is going on now with huge discounts across our entire inventory. We'll match your tax refund up to $1,000. Take advantage of discounts up to $15,000 or as much as 15% off MSRP and hundreds of vehicles priced under $20,000 and payments as low as $300 per month. We've got great leases and low finance rates too. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade and every finance application will be accepted. Shop and compare 7 brands and thousands of new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Click ImperialCars.com.
This hour of the sports was brought to you by our friends over at Valve Linux and Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your next drive-through oil change. At Valve Linux and Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people.
Special Olympics athletes are back at it this season, and they need your help. With so many options to get involved, there's something for everyone. Volunteer, help with fundraising, get your town or city involved, be a coach, participate as a player, or get your company involved, just to name a few. Meet some of the most inspirational athletes in Massachusetts and experience inclusion in a meaningful way and have a ton of fun doing so. Sign up today at SpecialOlympicsMA.org/volunteer. That's SpecialOlympicsMA.org/volunteer.
Everybody knows Joe.
Just keeps getting better.
Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
In a row, they're coming off their loss against the Cavs on Friday night. All the coverage begins at 12:30 with tip-off at 1 p.m. here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. The NFL Combine continues today. It is measurement day. Will Campbell came in at 32 5/8 arm length, so under the 33-inch threshold. The Revolution had their home opener yesterday. They fell 1-0 to Columbus. Headlines, they are brought to you by The 99 Restaurants. Daytime deals menu at the 99s. Available Monday through Saturday until 5 p.m. Enjoy new specials like the flatbread combos or the Vermont cheddar chicken sandwich. You gotta love the nines. I'm Joe Murray, and what is that chicken cheddar sandwich?
This is Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown turns the corner. Finger roll is up and good. Score in the foul.
Listen to home of the Boston Celtics. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Felger and Maz are just his pregame.
They've been getting wholesale deals for years.
It's Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
We're on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Hanging out with you guys until 12:30. Then we got Celtics on the Sports Hub. Nikola Jokic, best player in the NBA. The face of the league. Well, I might not do that today, Jeff. The face of the league stuff, I might save for a night because I'm tired of it. Because Jason Tatum feels like he's not the face of the league. And you know what? You're not, Jason. But I love you, and I embrace that you're not the face of the league. How about that? For years, people would tell you Tom Brady's not the best quarterback, and then what would you do? You would embrace it. You would embrace it. Great article from the Boston Herald today, Doug Kyde and crew, Andrew Callahan. The Patriots had a busy week after speaking with several NFL coaches, scouts, agents, and executives at the league's annual scouting combine. Here is everything the Herald learned about new coach Mike Vrabel. Free agency, Ravens left tackle Ronnie Stanley, Eagles defensive tackle Milton Williams, 49ers cornerback Charvarius Ward, and Buccaneers wide receiver Chris Godwin are among the Patriots' top targets. So, Ronnie Stanley, left tackle, pay for it. Defensive tackle Williams, pay for it. And Ward, corner, pay for it. Chris Godwin, again, still leaning back to go back to the Tampa Bay, but I'm glad they're in on him. The Patriots plan to pursue T. Higgins until it was reported last week they're expected to franchise him. If the Bengals pivot last minute, maybe the Patriots would be interested. But the Patriots prefer signing Higgins or Godwin over a trade for a number one receiver for the simple fact that they'd rather sign someone with their $127 million instead of surrendering draft capital in a deal for significant cap space. They did kick the tires on Seattle's DK Metcalf, per source. While it weighs the ripple effect of making a player they're not familiar with, like Metcalf, the new highest paid player on the team. Vrabel has mandated the front office treat toughness, play demeanor, and football character as non-negotiables when targeting players, so he can rapidly reestablish a winning culture. These traits are all common on some mid-level free agents the Patriots plan to pursue, including a couple of veteran defenders sources believe will outperform their markets based on Patriots' interest. If the Patriots whiff on top targets, a group that consists of mid-level veterans and top of the market talents, they will pivot to plans B, C, D, whatever. So Ronnie Stanley is one of these top guys that obviously played for Baltimore, big-time name, should get the money. Dan Moore of Pittsburgh. Cam Robinson was with Doug Marrone. So Alec Jackson re-signed this week with the Rams. If Stanley doesn't re-sign with the Ravens, Pats are all over it. Defensively, the rumor has it the Pats covered Jets linebacker Jamian Sherwood. 6'2", 216-pound linebacker. Eagles defensive end Josh Sweat, Bills receiver Amari Cooper, and Texans receiver Stephon Diggs and Chargers linebacker Khalil Mack are not expected to draw interest from the Patriots. I should remind you that Stephon Diggs is a favorite to go to the Patriots on the betting circuits. The Patriots should be in the market for Vikings cornerback Byron Murphy, Jets corner DJ Reed. The front office has expressed interest in signing Jonathan Jones on a cheaper team-friendly deal, while Jones is prepared for the possibility of finishing his career elsewhere. Overall, the Patriots are taking a trenches-first approach to free agency with cornerback, wide receiver, and linebacker close behind. Their plan is to come heavy on day one by extending their best offers to their top targets, ideally at left tackle, receiver, defensive lineman, and defensive playmakers. So, weaponizing the offense? Over. Trenches? In. High-priced players that might be on the downside? Out, like Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, Khalil Mack. Josh Sweat, I guess they're out on. So there are trades that could happen. We mentioned the DK Metcalf stuff. They kicked the tires on it. The Packers supposedly were giving up a 23rd overall pick, the first-round pick. Yesterday, Deebo Samuel goes for a 5th-round pick. Did the Patriots kick the tires on that? Because everything I read, they didn't. So I'm wondering what the character flaw there was. But Washington now gets Deebo Samuel with Terry McLaurin with Jaden Daniels. So Washington's just getting better and gave up a 5th-round pick. The Patriots did make Devin Godchaux. They gave him permission this week to seek a trade. Was not seen as a fit in the system. Might have had something to do with the locker room dynamic. Also, second-year quarterback Joe Milton. He's 24 years old. Played well in the season finale. League buzz around a possible Milton trade is yet to match outside media-driven speculation. So there you go. Your thoughts? 617-779-0985. I brought up the Mayo knew he was getting fired and told the whole staff, or the staff knew and then told everybody. Also brought up the fact that all they had to do was lose the game. I understand Buffalo was doing nothing to win it. I get it. But Drake May played, 3 snaps? I wonder if they went rogue. I really do. Shane's in Woburn. Hey, Shane.
Hey, Joe. Yeah, I completely agree with you. He must have gone rogue, right? Why wouldn't any competitive person go rogue knowing you're about to get fired? Why wouldn't you go out and try to win the game? And I think it really points to a huge organization failure. It really is a bad look for the Crafts. I don't know how that information could get leaked to the head coach that he's about to be fired.
Well, it got leaked to the staff, too. So, listen, not for nothing, but when you take a new job and you move, and you're told, hey, this is a 3-year plan, you don't think you're done after 1 year. I think that was done dirty.
Absolutely, I agree. But, as a fan's perspective, I'm kind of okay with the Patriots and the Crafts doing people dirty if it makes the team better.
Agree.
And in this case, I think it did. I don't think Mayo was the guy.
He wasn't the guy.
But it's like you really hurt the team when you let Mayo find out before he goes out and, sticks to the scripts and loses the game and gets you a better draft pick.
Yeah, he won the game, not lost the game. But I know but both things can be true, Shane. They can be dirty and they had to move on from him. Both things can be true there.
Right, yeah. And I think that both things are true. And I think that they just really dropped the ball by letting him find out that they're moving on before he went out and lost the game, which, like you said...
Won the game. They won the game. Guys, they won the game at the end of the year. A meaningless game. They won it. Why? To get the 4th pick instead of the 1st pick? Or stupid? Derek, tell me what I'm missing here.
Yeah, you alluded to it, but you're not emphasizing it enough. They didn't have a choice. Buffalo was not going to win that game. They just weren't.
Hey, Derek, I disagree. I understand that Joe Milton went out there and played his ass off and really showed out, but they didn't have to do that. They could have played Jacoby Brissett and handed it off every single play.
I agree. I agree with you, but Buffalo would have done other things to not lose. That's what you think. To not win the game.
That's what you think, Derek. See, when Joe Milton's out there, you can say that. When he's throwing it around, doing his best, you know what I mean? But if you just let Brissett play and hand it off every single time, listen, Derek, we can agree to disagree. It was a malpractice that they have the 4th pick over the 1st pick.
I agree, but...
Thank you. Just agree with me. It helps my argument. I go to New England. Who does? Still, who does? Axel says you can't just completely intentionally play to lose, Joe. I know. That's why when Joe Milton went out there, he looked like an all-pro. They wanted him to do that. So what I would have done was play Brissett and say, Brissett, you're going to get all your $8 million by just handing it off and sucking. And you know what? We would have applauded it. He would have been a hero. 1-4, I'm telling you, there's a big difference there, everybody. Big difference. What should we do? Should we do Celtics or chicken parm, Jeff?
Let's get the chicken palm out.
All right, fine. Kevin's in Medford. Hey, Kevin.
Listen, I don't want to stop any good Celtics talk, and they definitely screwed Mayo, but a new resident in Medford, and I got to know, Bob's or Lakasha's for the chicken palm?
Oh, okay. Bob's on a braided roll. Go inside.
Yeah.
Tell him Joe Murray sent you. Great people.
Okay.
You got to get it on a braided roll. It's a big boy, dude. They put it in a big wrap, too. It's huge.
It's like an extra large. It's gigantic.
It's huge. But, dude, Lakasha's is fantastic. Really good steak tips there, but they also have great desserts as well.
I've seen the Italian cookies. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, and if you get a chance, my buddy's opened up the Great American Beer Hall. It is
I love it. It's
absolutely
great.
outstanding. If you haven't been there yet.
It's the best. It's the best.
Great
good
weed.
pizza, too.
Yep, great weed shop next door, too.
Okay, good to know.
All right,
Thank
buddy.
you, Joe.
Thank you. Gabe's in West Roxbury. Hey, Gabe.
Hey, Joe. How's it going? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, bro.
Just wanted to call in for the Celtics. With Porzingis already ruled out and Drew already ruled out, I like Jokic rebounds and assists, 22, I think it's 22 and a half, plus 100. I don't want to touch the points. I think he will get around 30, Jokic, but I'm afraid he'll get like 28, and it's like 31 over 31 and a half or something. So I'm just going to stick with rebounds and assists and go with 22 and a half. And if you want a Celtics player, someone has to score. So maybe Derek White over 17 and a half, minus 110.
All right. Hey, what happened with Justin Gaethje last night?
Gaethje is fighting next week.
Oh, it's next week.
Yeah.
Who got knocked out last night that was down? Was it last night?
It was just a UFC Vegas event. I gave you a tape knockout third round.
Yeah. I saw someone knocked out. I don't know why. I thought it was Gaethje for some reason. Or is that an old clip?
No. Gaethje's opponent, he's getting a new opponent on short notice for next week.
Oh.
So maybe that's why you saw his name. And because, he's taking on a different guy short notice.
You know how you just scroll and you see things and you don't it's just you're just scrolling. Yeah, I thought I saw something there, but...
real quick about scrolling.
Yeah.
You see on Twitter now, you can be watching a video of the Patriots, of a Tom Brady highlight, and then when the video ends, it goes to another video, and it could be literally someone shooting someone else. Twitter is crazy. It's a crazy world out there, and
Know what I do now is I'm on TikTok, but I'm not a TikToker. Okay. I'm at Joey Murray on TikTok, but all I do is they have that For You stuff, and I just scroll up, and then it shows me another video, and then I just scroll up, and it's another video, and I could go hours doing that.
Oh, it's a big time sink.
Think about that, but on Twitter, it's the Wild Wild West.
Yes.
You
can get wrestling 1 minute. You get wrestling 1 minute, and then you're learning about ghosts the next. Or aliens.
And then you're learning about someone who got tragically something in somewhere bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Gabe.
Thanks, Joe. Have
Appreciate
a great weekend.
Buddy. You too, my man. Oh yeah, I'm a TikTok scroller now. I just go on and I just up. Because apps are swiping, right? This one's just an up.
Yeah, up and down.
The best now I've been, I typed in paranormal one night. And now I watch crazy things about, a dog in the living room by himself. Or this Elmo balloon just made it up the stairs somehow. And I watched the whole entire thing. Oh, and then there's the guy that went to the... never mind. I shouldn't bring this stuff up because people will call about it. But there's the people that, went to... there's a whole nother world in the Glacier Mountains, and then a guy took a plane and went over, and then he told what happened, and I can't stop watching it. That's a Joe problem, though. Anyways, what do we want to talk about, everybody? 617-779-0985. Ooh, Stan in Hawaii. Aloha, sir. The guy wasn't saying they lost the game. He was saying that if Mayo didn't find out he was getting fired, then he probably would have tried to lose to get a better pick. But he found out, so he won. That's me saying going rogue. What else we have here? I'm just reading some of the chat stuff. Joe, I don't think going rogue is the best way to describe Mayo in the last game. Because in order to go rogue, there would have had been some sort of plan between Mayo and the Crafts to tank the game. Huh. Makes me think Jonathan may have been involved in that one. You will never convince me that the Patriots' plan was to win that game. And once Mayo found out he was going to get canned, they decided to win it. I stand by it, damn it. And I think the Herald does too, even though I'm putting words in their mouth. 617-779-0985. We're here until 12:30 today. We got another hour to go. In 15 minutes, greatest heel turns in wrestling history. You don't want to miss it. I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Kick off the new year with $2,025 off any
back here, 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. Uh, 10 minutes, we'll do the biggest heel turns in wrestling history. After last night's John Cena turned heel. Spoiler alert! Turned heel on Cody Rhodes last night. Joined forces with the final boss, The Rock. The two highest paid wrestling actors are now together on the road to WrestleMania. I'll be there in 47 days in Las Vegas, and I'm pumped. It is all ready to go. We do have an update today on the Celtics injury report versus Denver. Drew Holiday is out. He has the mallet finger. Kristaps Porzingis out again today. Jaylen Brown is available. The Porzingis thing is interesting to me because it's not an actual injury that we know of. It's listed as COVID, non-COVID illness. So he was in the layup line the other night versus Toronto, and they pulled him. He came back against Detroit, scored 11 points, and didn't look right. Then he missed the Cavs game, and he's out again tonight. And Celtics lose today. They've lost 3 in a row. I'm not concerned. Trust me, I still think they're the best team in the league. I did not like what Joe Mazzulla did the other night. I thought his adjustments with an 18-point lead in the third quarter and keeping Sam Hauser out there for 38 minutes cost him. I don't know why Hauser played 38 minutes when you have Torrey Craig, who you just brought up, who can play there. I know you can fill a role where Keita can play center, and you can obviously have Brown play the 3. I know Brown was in foul trouble. The minutes with Jaylen Brown on the bench, normally it's when Jason Tatum's on the bench, the team struggles offensively. But, man, what they did with Jaylen Brown out of the game the other night was just awful. So I'm not concerned about the Cavs. It's none of that. It's the fact that when a game gets tight, I still question at times Joe Mazzulla's adjustments. He said it after the game. So I'm being critical of him. But he even said it after the game. He thought that he could have been better with some of the adjustments as well. Jaylen Brown played the whole fourth quarter without committing a foul, and he was in foul trouble all night long. He sat the final 7 minutes and 8 seconds of the third quarter. The Celtics were outscored 22-11. He played 34 minutes in the game. But Hauser being out there for 38, Al being out there for 38 while White and Tatum are playing 40, you got to find another option off the bench. What's Torrey Craig doing here? If you're not going to play him when guys are hurt. And they would, I don't know why they were helping. They were playing help defense on Donovan Mitchell. And you let Garland get the matchup you want when they've owned Garland. It's just, I blame Mazzulla for the loss. His adjustments. And here's the other thing. The Celtics in the second half the other night had 12 three-pointers in the second half. 12. The Cavs adjusted and went to zone. And in that case, you got 6 points from your bench. From your bench. And I think that that's up to Mazzulla to get Pritchard more involved. I understand you're shorthanded. But it's up to Mazzulla to make that. It's embarrassing to be outscored 42-6 on your bench. That's on Mazzulla. The Celtics versus the Cavs since trading Porzingis. With KP in the games, they're 3-2. Without KP in the games, they're 5-2, including the playoffs. I'm not worried about the Cavs. What I am worried about is the Celtics in tight situations in Joe Mazzulla's coaching. Now, if you want to just leave it as if Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis were there, they'd win, fine. But what if they aren't? Because there is a chance that Porzingis may not be there. And you know what? Drew Holiday, there's a chance he might not be either. So, in case it happens, I wanted to bring up the fact that Mazzulla is what cost him the other night, not the team. Your thoughts, 617-779-0985. Brandon's in Boston. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, what's going on? So, yeah, with that Cavs game, I mean, they choked. I mean, they could have won that game. There was no reason why they lost that game, no matter if, Drew or Porzingis was out. But I just wanted to get to the Celtics. I don't want to play these games. I would just let these guys sit out and rest. We don't have to have them as questionable and all this other crap. I want them to get healthy. So if any Celtics dealing with a lingering issue, sit out. I think we have enough, to win multiple games. And Joe, I'm not sure. Do we have another roster spot open?
There is. There's one more roster spot. I don't know what they're going to do. It sounds like they want to get one of their kids from Maine up there. Drew Peterson sounds like he might be the guy. I want a defender. I say this to Skaz, and he just keeps telling me no, but P.J. Tucker just got released. I just feel like maybe him. I know he hasn't played, but he's got the experience. He can shoot the three. If for an extra guy, I feel like he might be a good guy to keep on the bench.
PJ, oh man, that
I know.
Dude,
Everybody hates it.
Just
Everybody
a
hates
negative
it.
guy where he just has no points. He's not contributing.
I know.
And I wouldn't. This is who I would want them to get. And people can say what they want about him, but the dude's a present in the paint. I would go after Dwight Howard for 1 year. I'll get him for the veteran minimum. Put him on the roster. The dude is still a force. I would like to see Dwight Howard come to the Celtics for a veteran minimum. What do you think about?
Oh no! Out! Out! Out!
I think he's called in before and suggested that like so many times too.
I've heard this more than him. I couldn't be more out than anything else today. I said I'm out on Mason Graham or Will Campbell at 4. I'd rather one of those two than Dwight Howard near a Celtic. Hell, I'd rather Blake Griffin come back than Dwight Howard. Damn it. Or O'Shea Brissett.
Taco Fall.
Sure. Will's at Shrewsbury. Will.
Joe, what's up?
Yo.
Big fan. Just want to, from last night, Elimination Chamber, I'm still a little in shock at how it went down. I mean, the match ended, obviously, Cena won, and I was a little underwhelmed at first, but then, everything, Cody comes out, Rock comes out, Travis Scott's there for some reason. When he dropped the F-bomb, it was crazy. I was just like, okay, Cena's in the background doing some goofy stuff. I was like, all right. And then The Rock gives him that look, gives him the throat slice, and then boom. I'm a self-admitted Cody crybaby. I love Cody. I know what's coming, most likely. That being said, the way at which it just completely flipped last night, I just want to get I just tuned in. I don't know. I didn't hear
we started the show. We started the show with it, and coming up on the next break, we're gonna do all-time heel turns in wrestling history.
Yeah, it's like Hogan. It's Hogan at Starrcade. No,
it's so. Listen, we're gonna do it. I still think Hogan's number one, but this one no one saw. There were Easter eggs on it. There were Easter eggs, no doubt about it.
Oh yeah.
But no one knew this was coming, man. And
no.
I now we got some buzz going into Mania, dude. Appreciate you calling. I see people on hold. They want to talk about the heel turns. Why don't we get to them first? And then we'll react to everybody else's. Jeff compiled a bunch of heel turns. We'll have them for you coming up next. One of the biggest ever in sports entertainment happened last night. Massachusetts' own John Cena went heel. What is it now? Instead of the trumpets.
So
what will it be
coming
now?
back, I will play what was supposed to be. Cena was supposed to turn heel back in 2012, I believe, when he lost to The Rock at WrestleMania 28. This was the heel song he was going to use. We will come back with it next.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Heel turns next on 98.5 The Sports Zone.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray.
muscles. It's a Rolex, Cole. And Cody could have had every Rolex he could have ever dreamed of, but instead he's getting his ass beat by John Cena because the final boss said so. John. Come on, John, just stop.
Loyalty, respect, a legend, we never kill him, coming in the gossip. Loyalty, respect.
Back here at 98.5, the Sports Hub. All right, we're going to do our favorite heel turns in history, okay? Doesn't mean they're the best, but they're favorites. This song is the one that Cena referenced years ago that he tucked away if he ever went heel. So everything that happened last night was an Easter egg. Jeff, you mentioned off the air there was a graphic where they had the Cena, The Rock, and Travis Scott on there. Like, why are they the top three on there?
Yep, Cena posted it on his Instagram right before the event.
And what happened?
That's what ended the show.
The three of them, kind of like the new NWO almost, you know? And Hustle, loyalty, respect is the moniker, I guess, or the symbol that he uses. So here, Jeff has compiled some greatest heel turns in wrestling history. I mean, we could do some heel turns in sports. Was Gerard Mayo a heel turn? Final game, you can't fire me. I quit. You're screwed. But let's go to it. All right, so I have a ranking. These are my rankings. Doesn't mean they're right, okay? Just so we know. I still think, and we're going to play this one in a minute here. I think the Hulk Hogan heel turn was the biggest heel turn in wrestling history. No one knew it was going to happen. There was a storyline with WWE's stars. Basically, their contracts went up. You'll know them as Razor Ramon and Diesel, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. They appeared on WCW television, and they mentioned they had a third man. WCW wanted to, defend themselves. No one knew who the third man was, and, well, some thought it would be Sting. That would be the guy who turned heel. Instead, it was this man, Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan is here! Hulk Hogan's here! Hulk Hogan is in the building! You're damn right he is! Go get him, Hulkster! Yeah, but whose side is he on? What are you talking about? Whose side is he on? What are you talking about? Yes, sir! Get him, Hogan! Go get him, baby! Come on and get some of this now! Who's bad now, boys? Hulk Hogan arrived. Hulk! What is he doing? Oh, my God! Is he the third man? He's the third man! What the hell is going on here? Hulk Hogan has betrayed WCW. He is the third man. Look at this picture. Oh, my God. What the hell is going on? Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Probably the lowest shot ever given to professional wrestling. That man did right there, Hulk Hogan.
And by the way, on commentary there, Dusty Rhodes. And as Jeff whispered in my ear, the two biggest heel turns in wrestling history involved a Rhodes. How about that? One other heel turn that I think might have been the biggest ever, which set up WrestleMania 3, is when Andre the Giant turned his back on Hulk Hogan to join the Heenan family, which set up the main event of WrestleMania 3 with the slam. Heard round the world, but this was the heel turn.
No, Andre, listen, it's not happening. Tell me it's not so, man. Even though you came out here with him, you don't have to leave with him. It's not happening.
Thank you, hands on my shoulders.
He's got one more thing to say to you, Hogan.
Look at me when I'm talking to you. I'm here for one reason. To challenge you for a world championship match in the WrestleMania.
Andre, please, no, it's not happening. We're friends. We're friends, Andre, please.
You can't believe it? Maybe you'll believe this, Hogan.
Andre, what are you doing, man? You can't leave like this, man. What are you doing, Andre? You can't cross the shirt. What's wrong with him, man? You can't leave like this.
You're bleeding.
It's not how. Andre, come back, man. You don't have to leave like this.
He cut him, remember? He ripped his shirt and he cut him. But that was really, when it came to television, that was the biggest heel turn. I understand that Hogan still has the longest impact and whatever, but that set up WrestleMania 3, which is the biggest pay-per-view of all time. So that one's there. One of my childhood favorites was when the Rockers had some issues. Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. Brutus the Barber Beefcake hosted the Barbershop. And, well, let's just say that Shawn Michaels' solo career started after this moment.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my back to you right now. And if you want to go on your own, then walk off and leave. If you want to stick together and make this thing work, when I turn around, we're going to shake hands, and we're going to go on a rock and roll like the Rockers can do.
They need each other. You know that.
Sounds fair to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Rockers! Told you. Glad to see that. Told you. Tag team specialists. See, one without the other isn't any good.
Oh, I knew he was going to do that. I just knew he was going to do that. He don't need Jannetty. I told you that off and on.
Are you kidding? What a despicable act that was.
Somebody's well-being. You better stay
Through the barbershop window, everybody.
Through the glass window of the barbershop.
Jannetty tried to dive through the window to escape. Did you see that?
Are you blind?
What an act of cowardice. Oh, he's hurt. A plate glass window.
Bobby the Brain Heenan involved in 2 of those. Or 3 of them. He's involved in 3 so far.
Yes.
Wow. I know you wanted to play the Triple H one. This was when he left DX to join the corporation.
I just don't feel like this one's talked about enough. I mean, this is basically what started off his game, like what he is today, you know?
The game. Yeah, he went from the pedigree to DH.
DX.
DX to DH. To DX or and I remember one time Stephanie turned too, right? That also happened at one point.
Yeah, well, so this was before that. So Triple H. Yeah,
let's hear the Triple H go from the European superstar to the game.
And again, Test into the ring. And this time X-Pac kick to the face. Spinning heel kick. Test went to the well once too often. And wait a minute. Bronco Buster. And here comes DX. The sides are even. Triple H, China are here.
I knew this was going to happen. I knew we could.
X-Factor. We have a new champion. Wait a minute. No. Pedigree. Triple H has turned his back on X-Pac. Triple H is pulling over Shane. What? Shane McMahon has covered X-Pac.
Do you believe it?
Shane McMahon has retained the title. No! What the hell is going on?
Wrestling Federation European champion Shane McMahon.
Triple H now running things. Certainly in charge. 2 more I want to play for you. One is still talked about for today's. Everybody remembers The Shield. It was Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, however you want to watch it now. Mox obviously is in AEW. Is he the champ in AEW now?
I think so, yeah.
I can't even follow the storylines anymore, so I don't know what's going on there, even though they're coming to Boston and we're advertising it here on the station. Tickets go on sale soon at Ticketmaster.com. But one of the biggest ones was The Shield. Roman was going to be the guy, and, well, Seth Rollins took matters into his own hands.
In case you haven't figured it out yet, what I do better than anybody is adapt. Last night was plan A. Tonight, plan B. there's always a plan B.
Oh my God! What just happened? Are you kidding me? Rollins now is assaulting Ambrose. Rollins assaulting Ambrose after he took out Reigns. What is going on here? You guys are on top of the world. Why in the world would Seth Rollins do this? My God, Rollins is destroying Ambrose.
And that turned into what? Seth became the champion after that, right? But got hurt. Roman ended up taking over, became the champ. He obviously had his medical issue. And now, to this day, the storyline still stands that Roman is distracted by Seth. And now Drew McIntyre's distracted by it, and et cetera, et cetera. I feel like that's the theme of the new wrestler, is they're distracted by someone they were close with, and instead of focusing on the championship. Where, like, Cody has focused on being the champion. I know hasn't been ideal, but everything. CM Punk is now focused on the championship, but can't get past Seth Rollins like last night, got the curb stomp. It just feels like it bleeds through all this new era of wrestling, where they care about what someone did to them instead of the championship.
Long-term storytelling.
It's very great. By the way, the Triple H one where he said it's always a plan B, was last night a plan B? Like, did they think, what if Cody did turn? Would Cena have not turned? Did they always know Cody wouldn't have turned? We got one final one. This is one of my favorites. There's plenty out there, and we can talk about them. We didn't put any Stone Cold or any of that stuff in here, but one of my favorites, Kevin Owens, one of the best wrestlers going right now. But the Festival of Friends, Chris Jericho, I'm sure everybody knows him. Chris Jericho always had a list, right? You just made the list. Well, it was the Festival of Friends, and let's just say that Kevin Owens has no friends.
Because I got you something too, but it's nothing compared to this. But can I have it, please? I'll give it to you anyway. I mean, comes from the heart, man.
Thanks.
Go ahead, open it.
Okay. Dude, I can't. I didn't know you were gonna get me anything.
I know it's not much, but
it's perfect. A new list. I mean, it's great. I mean, the other list is getting beat up and it's getting full. How come my name's on this?
Oh my God! Kevin Owens beating the hell out of Jericho. What is going on? Stop it, Kevin! No! What is going on? I don't understand this at all. Has lost it.
Hey, that was one of my favorites. I liked the Mark Henry one when he was going to retire. I interviewed him about it, and I said, hey, man, you still got that salmon jacket? He said, yep. I loved when Ciampa turned heel on Gargano. I thought that was, they're not big enough. They're not going to, resonate or whatever. I'm trying to think of some others that were pretty big over time. I know.
I mean, if you go way back into, the 80s, the Von Erichs got turned on by
Freebirds.
The Freebirds.
Yep.
I mean, that was huge.
That was a pretty big one. Bret Hart turned on the USA.
That being a double switch, I think makes it a little bit more important because it also escalated Stone Cold to superstardom basically.
The Montreal Screwjob.
Vince's heel turn.
That was Vince's real heel turn. Bret screwed Bret, and then it turned on to keep going there. And then the other one I wanted to mention was remember Roddy Piper and Bischoff got into it, and
I know that one, and I like it.
He turned and then went NWO.
It's so anticlimactic though, and it's confusing.
Yeah. Anyways, heel turns. We didn't do a Joe's Tears or anything like that, but the common theme there were the Rhodes and Bobby the Brain Heenan. He was always in the mix, huh? Whose side is he on? Man, last night, I'm telling you, man, people are I've had 5 text messages today from people that have said, Leroy, wow, Cena, my two of my old interns. Wow, Cena turned. Wow, Cena turned. Hey, Joe, Cena turned last night? Hey, Joe, just heard. What happened with Cena? Yes, Cena became a heel, everybody. He's a bad guy. Can you believe it? We got the final 33 minutes of the show coming up next. But first, this hour of the Sports Hub, it's been brought to you by our good friends over at Valvoline. It's an oil change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com to save 15% off your next draft oil change. At Valvoline, it's an oil change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray. We got the final half hour next on the Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Get quality protein at Whole Foods Market. Save 20% on no antibiotics ever beef chuck roast and stew meat with Prime through March 4th. Brown, then simmer in a Dutch oven for ultimate flavor and tenderness. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
Hey Bruins fans, it's game day. Tune into the game right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. And remember, for every Bruins save this season, McGovern Automotive Group donates $25 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Newton. Bruins hockey and giving back. That's a winning combination.
How do you know who to choose when you're looking to remodel your home's exterior? Do you go with the out-of-state home improvement franchise or the one that's owned by a private equity firm?
Neither, Hardy. You stay local and go with Beantown Home Improvements. Hey, this is Jim from Beantown Home Improvements. We specialize in roofing, siding, windows, doors, decks, and skylights. Give us a call today and get your home project done right the first time by a local company that cares. Call us at 44 Beantown to book an appointment today or check us out online at beantownhi.com.
Mass General Brigham Health Plan is integrated with one of the nation's leading health systems, offering health insurance with comprehensive benefits and a broad network of doctors and hospitals. With Mass General Brigham Health Plan, you'll find unique options for families, businesses, and retirees. You deserve coverage as advanced as your care. Call your broker or visit massgeneralbrighamhealthplan.org.
Drink and chill at the Sylvan Street Grill. The Sylvan Street Grill Thursday night Bruins ticket giveaways are back.
break here. But we have talked about the heel turn last night from John Cena. I just wanted to mention how big this is to everybody, because I know there's these people that tune into the sports that would want to hear sports. Well, it is. It's sports entertainment. 104 million people watched the clip of the heel turn by John Cena last night. 104 million people. So I just want to bring up, that's why I'm talking about it. Huge. Big storyline. The other storyline today is at the NFL Combine. Will Campbell had his arms length, his arms measured. His length came in at 32 5/8, just under the 33-inch threshold. My opinion is at 4 out. And I saw this a little while ago here, but Cole Strange was under 33 inches. And really, any player that's had shorter than 33 inches that's been drafted, that are starters, have either been in the middle rounds. So there's not a lot of guys that were. Is that why they won the final game? Was it a heel turn by Gerard Mayo? Matt is in Malden. Hey, Matt.
Hey, in my childhood, there were two heel turns that shook me to my core. You mentioned one of them when Shawn Michaels kicked Marty Jannetty through the barbershop. The other one was, I think it was a wrestling on Saturday night on NBC. It was Hogan and then Tugboat facing off against Earthquake and I think Haku. And Tugboat turned on Hogan and joined with Earthquake to become Typhoon and become the Natural Disaster.
That's right. Yep. And we have a story on that one, Jeff. I mentioned that when Hulk Hogan went to the hospital and was off television to record, what was it that he was going to record?
I think it was Suburban Commando.
Suburban Commando with "You're gonna die, Ramsey," or whatever it was, The Undertaker. I mentioned that our good friend Bird sent a letter to Hulk Hogan to wish him a great recovery. So you used to be able to do that stuff back in the day. Jeff, which was moved from Rosendale to Walpole or whatever. So he went from 617 to 508. Well, we were calling each other all the time, and come to find out, those were long-distance calls. So you were calling 900 numbers. I was calling my buddy in Walpole. And, oh, yeah, the old phone bill. D-Day came on that one. Oh, yeah. There were all sorts of things, though, growing up. Remember OK Soda? There was that drink OK Soda, but nobody knew what the drink was. So you could call. You used to call the hotline and find out. This is old school for me, but there was a party line. If you wanted to, because I used to go to, I went to Catholic school, so Catholic Memorial had a dance, or, Xaverian would have a dance, or one of these schools. But back in the day, how you met people, because we didn't have cell phones, you would go to the party line and find out where, the party was. True story, everybody. But I still find it funny that Bird, when Earthquake sat on Hulk Hogan, and they gave you a number to call or an address to send letters to Hogan, Bird sent a letter to Hulk Hogan. I've never done that, Jeff.
No, me neither.
but I'm glad that Bird did. Evan is in New York. Hey, Evan.
Hey, Joe. Great show today.
Thanks.
Love the wrestling talk. As you mentioned, a lot of this is childhood driven. I'm a little bit younger. I'm 24. The one that broke me was 2011 Extreme Rules. Jeff Hardy faces off against Edge in an epic ladder match, my favorite ladder match of all time. Jeff Hardy pulls out the win. He's beat up. He's lying crumpled in the ring. And here comes CM Punk. Tashes in the Money in the Bank. Hits Jeff Hardy's lifeless corpse with 3 go-to-sleeps in a row. Steals the title. As a huge Jeff Hardy fan, as a huge lifelong Patriots fan, it hurt worse than the Tyree catch. I couldn't believe my eyes. Unbelievable.
Oh, that's a good one. I remember that. But that was don't most guys who win the championship again cash in when they're completely out? Isn't that the whole thing? Didn't Seth Rollins do that? And I remember Drew McIntyre beat Seth last year, and then who came in with the Money in the Bank? Was that Priest?
Priest, yes.
Yeah. And now we're going to get Drew versus Priest again, I think.
It's looking like it's going that way, yep.
What is it right now? If we're gonna forecast it right, you're gonna get Jey Uso versus Gunther. Okay. Right now it's Cena versus Cody. You're probably gonna get Owens and Randy Orton.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Okay. Charlotte's gonna take on Tiffy. Is it Rhea Ripley versus who won last night?
Bianca.
And is there like any other significant? Is there going to be like what about the celebrity match? Like a Johnny? Now there's always like a Johnny Knoxville or who was last year? Bad Bunny. I liked. I thought he was pretty good. I wonder who's Logan Paul going to fight. I don't know. I'm kind of interested. The one that I think would be very interesting to me is who's Roman Reigns going to fight? What's the favor from Paul Heyman for CM Punk? Oh, Seth and CM Punk is the other one. Sorry. That's going to be a big one. But where's the Roman Reigns angle here? The only thing I can think of is, do Cena and Rock team up against Roman and Cody? Like, could that happen?
That could be the main event for night one.
For night one, exactly. And then night two, Roman's got to fight somebody. It can't just be that. I'm very interested. It's 47 days, but who's counting, right?
Flies by, though.
Who's counting? Vegas. You know what else is going on in Vegas that week at the Sphere? There's a fish at the Sphere. So that weekend's going to be wrestling fans and fish heads. And from what I gather, Fish is actually the favorite to make the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They have more votes than anybody.
That upsets me so much right now.
Dave wants to talk about the Bruins who won yesterday. Hey, Dave.
Hey, what's up, Joe? Hey. Just a couple of things. A heel term, which I haven't heard yet anybody mention, was Pistol Pez Watley in NWA on Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant. That was a big heel turn right there. He joined Paul. He joined the stable. I can't remember the manager's name. He was a former wrestler. But anyways, Paul Jones. Paul Jones. That's it. Okay. Yep, Paul Jones. Yeah. Joe, I have Bruins concerns. First off, who's going to be the coach of the Bruins next year? Because it's obviously not going to be Joe Sacco.
I don't know, but I'm thinking it could be Jay Leach.
And another quick point, there's a goalie that plays for Buffalo. His name's Devin Levy, a really, really talented player. I think the Bruins should maybe look into maybe doing something with Buffalo, maybe to get him. I don't know. But
hey, Dave, you know what? No, real quick, Dave, I want to tell you, if I'm the Bruins and somebody wants Korpisalo, I'd sell him. And I'd sell him high.
Oh, in a second.
And here's the deal. Right now, Swayman's played so below average that when Korpisalo played yesterday and they won, it makes me think that, like, they're stuck with Swayman, okay? To get rid of a Swayman, you're going to have to, like, package him with a McAvoy or a first-round pick. You know what I mean? It's going to be really ugly.
I agree.
But my whole thing is this. I think it's time to see what this DiPietro kid can do in Providence. And I know they're fighting for a playoff spot, but if somebody wants Korpisalo, get out. This is nothing against Korpisalo. I just think if you can get rid of the $3 million, do it.
Agreed, Joe. Agreed. Thanks, man. Have a good day.
Appreciate you, bud. The Bruins stuff, Jeff, I don't want to touch today. I got a whole week of shows. But I'm telling you, I don't know what they should do. Winning yesterday. By the way, where would they be? For all the crap Pasternak gets, right? Where would they be without him?
They'd be in the basement.
They'd be the worst team. You know that he has been on the ice for their last 10 goals? They're a team, though, that like lost their identity, and now they're just like, here's the deal. If you move somebody, right, you're going to become worse. So, like, are they almost like at a point where you like I would move on from Geeky. I like Geeky. I would move on from Brazeau. Get what you can. Carlo, like the fact that Carlo has gone down. Last night, Marchand got hurt. I don't know what happened there. That looked a little. That one I did not. The Patra one, I at least the gate was opening. It was unfortunate. They called it a 5-minute. The guy got 2. The Marchand thing though, that one's a little dirty to me. Now it's hard for me to say that someone's doing something dirty to Brad Marchand. But is he out now indefinitely? What's the status on that? All this before the deadline on Friday. Yeah, it's a tough look right now. I have a betting pick for the Celtics-Denver game. I'll have that for you. We'll do a preview of the last 2 NBA champions meeting today at the Boston Garden. I'm Joe Mario. We'll wrap this thing up here on the other side. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on The Sports Hub.
I'll clip us some of the stuff that we did today. Maybe I'll do that greatest heel turns in history, see if we can get that up on YouTube or set that up there. And then we have full shows only Monday, Friday next week, and then there's games. Speaking of games today, the Celtics take on the Denver Nuggets, who were the previous NBA champion. And no Porzingis today, no Drew Holiday. And the other night I thought the Cavs would win. They did. I didn't think that the Celtics were going to get out to a 25-3 lead and have an 18-point lead in the third quarter and lose. But I did think the Cavs had the advantage because of Evan Mobley. If there are a few holes or warts on the Celtics team this year, it is points in the paint. Listen, I've been talking about this for 60 games. This isn't something that's new. But the Celtics have struggled rebounding and other teams scoring in the paint. The other night, in the third quarter alone, they gave up 13 offensive rebounds. Now, this might have to do with Porzingis being out of the lineup. Cornette missed 2 games in a row and was just a disaster the other night. And Peyton Pritchard had 6 points, but what bothered me most in the Cavs game, and I'll bring it up again, is the fact that Sam Hauser played 38 minutes, and they were on the Hauser hunt, is what they call it. These other teams, they attack Hauser, whether it's on the pick and roll, they try to get him on one-on-one. But what I hated about Missoula's just, his game plan there was late in the game, he took Hauser out, and he put Pritchard in on defense. The smallest guy on the court. I thought it was a disaster, and Mitchell crushed them. Garland crushed them. What happens today? Now, I told you that Porzingis and Drew Holiday are out today. I don't know the status of Aaron Gordon for Denver. He is a game-time decision. They got that guy Najee now, who's played pretty well. And in the last matchup between Denver and Boston, Jokic didn't play. But Denver has done pretty well against the Celtics. And really, most of the problems for Denver this year is to stay at home on defense. They have problems inside the paint as well and on pick and rolls. But they run one of the best pick and rolls when it comes to Jokic and Murray. And I should mention that Jamal Murray has been absolutely outstanding of late since the All-Star break. I used to always make the comparison of Jamal Murray versus Jaylen Brown. Both of them rose to the occasion in back-to-back years in the NBA Finals. Of course, Jaylen became the NBA Finals MVP. I'm interested in that matchup today. Jaylen, when he went up against Garland, went 5 for 7 and 10 points. And against Mobley, he owned him on the pick and roll, had 13 points, went 3 for 3 from downtown on the switches. And what I wanted to bring up the other day was Hauser was so bad as a primary defender. Mitchell had 11 points on 4 of 6 shooting. Garland had 12 points of 6 of 13 shooting. Today, I'm curious how they defend Jamal Murray and in Denver. Jokic is going to go off. I think Jokic is probably... I just saw the DraftKings had the reboundings over-under for Jokic at 13 today. One player that's been rebounding like crazy for the Celtics is Jason Tatum. The Celtics this season after a loss, this could be an opportunity now for them to lose 3 straight. The Celtics are 15-2 straight up this year after a loss. They're 13-4 against the spread. Overall, under Joe Mazzulla, they're 45-15 straight up and 35-24 against the spread. So, there's a 60% chance the Celtics bounce back and win today. The spread is 9.5. It's 3.5, excuse me. My bet for today, there's going to be points in this one. Celtics go over 118 points today. That's my pick, Jeff. Over 118 points, team total for the Celtics today. I'm concerned about the Celtics without Porzingis and Holiday.
Cadillac.
I still, yes, Max. We know that. Cadillac. We love our Cadillacs. I'm just saying that the Celtics have struggled without Brown, Holiday, or Porzingis. Brown is going to play. Historically, they've struggled in this spot. Denver, the 10th best pick-and-roll offense in the league. Jamal Murray's been on a tear, as I mentioned, since the All-Star break. And the matchup of Porzingis and Jokic hasn't been great. You're not going to see Porzingis tonight. I wonder if they post up tonight against Boston or today against Boston. And pick-and-roll defense, I think they're going to attack Sam Hauser once again today and Pritchard when they're on the court. What else do the Celtics have in their rotation there? I would like to see more Torrey Craig. You just brought him in. He can defend. And if you're struggling late in games, that's the guy I'd go to. But the Celtics, as far as against the spread goes, they've beaten the best teams in the league. Now, I know they split the series with the Cavs, but overall, against the spread, they struggle against teams over 500. The line's 3.5. I think they bounce back and win today. That's why I'm going over the 118 team total. Boom! Ring the bell. All right, that's it for us, everybody. Heel turns, arm length and size. Mayo went rogue. And now we get Celtics versus Denver Nuggets. A potential NBA Finals preview? Maybe? We'll have that coming up next. Jeff Williams, excellent job today, sir. I'm Joe Murray. I'll be back here tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, full show. We'll react to the Denver Nuggets Boston Celtics final. We got more on the Combine. The Red Sox played this weekend as well. And the Bruins, what are they going to do at the deadline? For Jeff Williams, I'm Joe Murray. We got Boston Celtics basketball coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
From the Tom Fairtime Studios, this is your home for every Patriots game.
Into the end zone, trying to keep the play alive. Falling down, he throws to the end zone. It's caught. He's got it. Touchdown.
WBZFM and HD Boston. 98.5 The Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station. This is Star Market Celtics Today. Download the Star Market Deals and Delivery app today.
Jalen forces it up over Cena. He tied it. He did it. Jalen Brown from the corner with 5.6 to go. Kick out, open. Tatum steps to his left. 3 in the